Let's record this. Sige. Ayan. My storage is almost full, no? 92% na. So this is operations management part 3. So module 3 tayo. We will talk about preparing financials. Actually, it's not about preparing financial statements. Originally, yung ginamit na material is for preparing financial statements. However, in our case kasi, ang nagpe-prepare ng financial statements ay mga accountants. So what we will do instead of instead of me teaching you how to prepare financial statements, what I'll teach you is how to analyze those financial statements. And then yung financial statements kasi, it really shows the financial position of a certain company. Now, ang major na documents na dapat ninyong nire-review ay tatlo. Number 1 is the balance sheet. Number 2 is the income statement, and number 3 is the cash flow. Anyone here who knows what balance sheet is? Anyone from the class? What is a balance sheet? Or what is an income statement? Wala. How about cash flow? Ayan, ako. Sige. Let me share my screen again. So I prepared here 3 documents. Hindi na to galing sa akin. These links came from Investopedia, Harvard Business School, yung para naman sa income statement and then sa cash flow. For example, how to read the balance sheet. Okay? So this is an article from Eric Esteves. Actually, yeah, by the Investopedia team na nireview ni Eric Teves. This was updated, no? Fact check by Michael Logan on February 20, 2021. So ito yung pinaka-latest na meron sila. So this is a statement of financial position. So ito yung pinapakita niya yung asset, liabilities, and owner's equity. When we talk about asset, ito yung pagmamay-ari ng kumpanya. So example, yung bang equipment, yung building, yung pera, these are assets. Okay? Yung hawak ng pera, these are assets. Okay? So, cash, yan. How about yung, sabi natin, liabilities? Ito yung mga utang, pwedeng accounts payable. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo pa nababayaran. Okay? Yan yung mga kailangan mong bayaran. When we talk about owner's equity, ito naman is, anong tawag dito? Ito yung capital. A capital investment, technically. For example, bago kayo nag-start ng business, nag-pool kayo ng perang amounting to 500,000. That's part of your net worth, yan, or owner's equity. And sabi ko nga sa inyo, the balance sheet together with these two, yung income statement and cash flow, ito yung cornerstone ng isang company's financial statement. So yan yung dapat na nire-review ninyo as future managers ng mga kumpanya. So syempre, ang mangyari diyan, ibibigay sa inyo ng accountant, ma'am, ito po yung balance sheet natin, ito po yung ating income statement, yung cash flow, dapat marunong kayong magbasa. Okay? You don't need to hindi ko naman sinasabing dapat hindi kayo marunong. Anyway, may subject kayo ng accounting, di ba? May subject kayong accounting, right? Hello? Wala pa? Wala kayong accounting? Ha?
Baka sa third year pa po.
Sa third year, baka nga sa third year pa. Pero kasi pag sa third year, kapag accounting, talagang you should learn. Doon sa subject na yon, tuturuan ko kayo kung paano gumawa ng balance sheet, paano gumawa ng income statement, paano gumawa ng cash flow. But in our subject, what I'll teach you is how to read those financial statements. Now, kunwari ikaw yung may-ari ng kumpanya, or potential investor, kailangan mo makita kung paano isinulat yung balance sheet. Okay, paano yan? Balance sheet is equivalent to asset ay equal sa liabilities plus shareholders equity. So kaya nga sinabing balance dapat yan. So hindi pwedeng may mataas dyan or mas mababa. Remember, again, assets equals liabilities and shareholders equity. Pagmamay-ari mo, kung ano yung pagmamay-ari ng kumpanya mo, equals yung pag pinagsama mo yung mga utang at yung ininvest or yung capital outlay mo or your shareholders equity. Now, kailangan makita natin ano yung mga laman nun. For example, current asset. Pag sinabi natin current asset, ito yung madaling mong ma-dispose. Kunwari, katulad nito, cash and cash equivalents, yung mga cheque, pwede yan. Accounts receivable, ito yung mga pinagtrabahuhan mo na pero hindi ka pa nababayaran. And inventory, so, let's say, yung mga nagbebenta ka ng rooms. O so 'di ba? These are inventory. O nagbebenta ka ng ng mga tawag dito ng mga tinapay. O yun yung business mo. So, yung mga tinapay na ibebenta mo, these are inventory. So, these are considered as current asset. Now, when we talk about non-current asset, ito yung hindi mo agad-agad maibebenta. Although tangible at intangible asset yan, madali pong makompute yung sa tangible asset. Bakit? Kasi ito po yung mga bagay na hindi mo kagad-agad mabenta within a year. Kunwari, yung equipment mo, medyo mahirap ibenta, malaki masyado. O di kaya yung building mo. O yan, mga building niyo, hindi say considered as asset mo yan Yan. So, and then you have to consider nitong depreciation. Ito po yung calculated and deducted from most of these assets which represents the economic cost of the assets over its useful life. For example, yung iyong printer, ilan ba ang useful life niya? Let's say 5 years. So dapat meron kang depreciation. Yearly, ibinabawas mo yon. It will be part of your bababa yung value ng asset mo on a yearly basis. Okay? Although unlike tsaka sa building, pwede yan. But except sa lupa. Kasi sa lupa, usually, nag-appreciate yan. And then, if, let's say, kunwari meron kayong kasama sa asset ninyo ay meron kayong gold reserves. Pero usually, wala naman yan. Yun yung mga bagay na nag-appreciate. So, now, let's talk about liabilities. We have long-term and short-term and current liabilities. Pag sinabi natin long-term liabilities, ito yung mga utang natin na hindi natin kailangan bayaran ng mabilis. For example, ang Pilipinas, we have a lot of long-term liabilities. Yung patay na tayo, hindi pa kailangan bayaran. Alam mo 'yon? Tapos na yung tapos na yung buhay mo, pero let's say magkasabay na ng utang ang Pilipinas sa pinanganak ka. Hanggang sa mamatay ka, nagbabayad pa rin ng Pilipinas kasi that is a long-term liability. Para mas mahaba yung term niya para magbayad. While the short-term current liabilities, of course, yun yung mga short-term, mga 1 to 2 years, yan. Okay? So ito yung mga accounts payable, di ba? Yung mga short-term borrowings, yung long-term borrowings, yan. Okay, kunwari, yung mga latest interest payment on a 10-year loan. So, kailangan mong ibabawas lagi yan. No? Liabilities mo yan. On a 10-year loan, di ba? Say, monthly ba ikaw magbayad, yearly ka magbayad. When we talk about shareholders equity, ito naman, sabi ko nga, initial amount of money invested in the business. So, kapag natapos yung isang fiscal year, pwede niyang i-reinvest yung shareholders equity. Pwede kasi yung mangyari, ay, meron kaming kinita, di ba? Papasok yan doon sa income statement. Kaya connected yan Ay, pwedeng i-reinvest ko, tataas na ulit yung shareholders equity ko pagpasok ng panibagong fiscal year. Pag sinabi natin fiscal year, yung panibagong taon, magbubukas na naman yung books, yung libro nila. Okay? So, this account represents the company's total net worth. Okay? So, para maging balanced daw, dapat yung liabilities mo at yung shareholders equity mo ay pag pinag-add mo ay equal dun sa balance sheet. May pumapasok pa Hayaan natin pumasok si Ms. Deborah. Okay. Now, okay. So, ganyan yan For example, paano natin babasahin yan? Okay. kailangan makuha natin yung tinatawag nating ratio analysis. Madali lang intindihin. For example, yung debt to equity ratio. Paano kung masyadong malaki yung debt mo compared sa equity? Remember, let's say 100 pesos or 100,000. Masyado maliit yung 100 pesos. 100,000 yung mga assets equals liability plus net equity. Kung 100,000 yung asset mo equal yung liability mo is 60,000, 'di ba? 60,000 plus yung equity mo ay 40,000. So, medyo mag-isip ka. Ibig sabihin nun, mas malaki ang utang mo kaysa doon sa net worth mo nung kumpanya mo. So, kapag hindi mo nabayaran yung utang mo, 'di ba? Alam mo 'yon, pag kunwari nahabol ka nang magungutang sa iyo, kulang pa yung iyong, 'di ba? Kulang pa yung equity mo para para mabayaran yung utang. Malinaw? Malinaw?
Opo.
Oo. Okay. For example, ito namang when we talk about operational efficiency kasi, ganito yan. Titingnan mo rin kung, i-review mo rin doon sa balance sheet mo kung ay malaki ba yung aking long-term liabilities? Malaki ba siya? Compared dun sa mga short-term liabilities or yung mga current liabilities, yung short-term or ang tamang term is current liabilities. Dapat, ideally, sa iyong mga liabilities, dapat mas malaki yung long-term kaysa sa current liabilities. Bakit? Kasi kapag malaki yung current liability mo, di nagbabayad ka lang nagbabayad ng utang. Malinaw? Kasi yung ang tendency mo, yung interest mo, 'di ba? Okay, ay naku, kailangan babayaran na 'to mga 2 years lang, kailangan or monthly magbabayad ako ng utang. Di sakit na ng ulo mo as a manager na every month na lang may babayaran kang utang na ibabawas mo ng ibabawas doon sa profit mo. Actually ito, kailangan ikino-connect mo yan doon sa income statement mo. Yan, operational efficiency. When we talk about naman sa financial strength ratio and activity ratio, for example, financial strength ratios such as the working capital and debt to equity ratios provide information on how well the company can meet its obligation and how the obligations are leveraged. Kaya nga yung sa activity ratio, tingnan mo punta tayo sa activity ratio. Yan, accounts receivable turnover ratio. Pag sinabi natin i-collect money from its customer, gaano ka kabilis makakuha ng payment? Kasi may mga times, 'di ba, utang. Yan. Merchandise inventory turnover ratio. Gaano kabilis gumalaw ang inventory mo? Ikaw ba tumatagal ba ang inventory mo ng 1 buwan lang tapos bago ka na bili ka na naman? Bakit kapag sluggish or matagal ka ng inventory, may possibility na mag-spoil or ibang term sa mag-spoil, mag-expire. Yung especially dun sa mga natin, sa ating mga perishable products na ibinebenta. Okay, kahit hindi nga perishable products, di ba? Nagagato. Mabilis alam mo yun, ang sapatos kapag matagal nang nakatenga, madaling masira yan. Kapag sinuot mo, sira ka agad. Kasi matagal na natenga. Dapat binibenta pa rin yan kaagad-agad. Yon. Okay? Total assets turnover ratio. The total assets turnover ratio measures how efficiently an entity uses its assets to tender a sale. So, kaya nga tinitingnan natin, meron tayong long-term and current asset. Kapag pag yung asset mo ay long-term, yung hindi pala, yung anong tawag dito? Non-current asset. Huwag natin gamitin yung long-term. Non-current asset, ito yung mga hindi mo kagad-agad mabenta. Like building, like, ano pa ba yung mga lupa, if ever meron kayong ganon, ang hirap-hirap ibenta niyan. Unlike kung ang asset mo ay, ano yun, let's say, mga equipment, madaling, or another inventory mo, di ba? Mabilis ibenta. Yon. Return on equity, madalas to. Return on investment or return on equity. A performance metric knows as return on equity measures the revenues raised from shareholders' equity. For example, ikaw ba, nag-invest ka na ng 100,000. Yun yung ano mo, equity mo, no? Tapos, gaano katagal mong ma-recover yon based dun sa revenues mo? Pag sinabi natin revenues, yung kinikita mo. Mamaya, i-discuss ko yan sa income statement eh. Nasa balance sheet pa lang tayo. Kaya nga dapat yung tatlong yan. Income statement, balance sheet, income statement, and cash equity, tinitingnan mo, ina-analyze mo. Na, yung bang, pag pumunta ka sa income statement, yung bang revenue ko, let's say, magsusubi ako ng part of my revenue para pumasok dun sa owner's equity ko. Maging ano yan, magiging babalik sa aking ininvest. Does it take me 5 years bago ko ma-recover yung aking ininvest? Or 10 taon bago ko ma-recover? O, diba? Asset turnover ratio, it's amount of revenue a company generates per dollar of asset. Okay? So, ano yan? It's divided by sales over total assets. So, ito, take note. Itong asset turnover ratio ay magagawa mo kapag kompleto, pag binasa mo, nireview mo ang iyong balance sheet at ang iyong income statement. Okay? It reveals how efficiently a company is using its assets to generate sales. Okay, sige. When we talk about profitability ratios naman, pag sinabi natin profitability ratio, ito yung pinapakita naman kung gaano ka kabilis, kagaling mag-generate ng profit. Pag efficiency ratio naman, paano ginagamit ng kumpanya yung mga resources niya, like yung assets, para makapag-generate ng sales. Ito ha, yan, profitability, gaano ka profitable? Taas ba? Ilang porsyento ba yung profit mo? And then itong profitability ratio naman, ito palang efficiency ratio ay kung paano ka nagagamit. Paano nagagamit? Efficiently. Pag sinabi natin efficiently, mas mabilis ba? Efficient. Mas mabilis ba na nagagamit natin yung ating assets para mag-generate ng profit? Profit and revenue, pareho lang. Okay? So balik tayo sa balance sheet. Malinaw na ang balance sheet. Remember, ulitin natin, balance sheet is assets equals liabilities plus shareholders. Tapos, ang tinang ninyo ay yung mga ratio. Isasend ko naman to. Send ko na ba itong, to? So, sa balance sheet, yan, nandyan yung material. Let's move on to income statement. So, ano ba yung income statement? Okay? Yun naman is a profit and loss statement. Ganun lang. Gaano kalaki yung kinita mo or inilugi mo. Okay? Kailangan nito para malaman mo kung ikaw kumikita pa ba or hindi na. Okay? Remember, ang balance sheet ay tungkol sa assets mo o equals liability and owner's equity. Iba po ang balance sheet sa income statement. Tinatanong sa atin ay sa balance sheet kung balanse ba yung pagkakagawa ng income, yung income na balanse ba na nagagawa yung asset pag kinompute niya over the liabilities and owner's equity. Okay? Ang income statement basta pinapakita dito kung kumikita ka or hindi. Yung balance sheet ay pinapakita kung ikaw ay efficient mo bang nagagamit yung asset mo. 'Di ba? Magagamit mo ba ng maayos yung asset mo para kumita ka? Yan. Ito yung yung balance sheet, yung ito yung tool mo. Yan, tool mo para makita mo kung yung kumpanya mo ay ginagamit ng maayos ang mga resources na meron ka. Okay? Yung income statement naman, pinapakita dito kung ikaw ay kumikita o nalulugi na. Okay? Ganun lang. Ganun yung kasimple yan. So, ano yung meron sa income statement? Revenue, ito yung kinita mo. Yan. Expenses, ito yung gastos mo. Okay? Pag sinabi natin cost of goods sold, ito yung pag binili mo, di ba? Cost of component parts, binili mo yung mga materials mo, yung mga inventory mo. Yung mga, even yung yung pag hindi mo pa isinama yung kunwari, gumagawa ka ng damit. Oh, anong mga binibili mo sa damit? Yung tela, yung thread, yung makina. Oh, so ayan yung mga cost of goods sold mo. Yan ang ginastos mo doon. Pag sinabi natin gross profit, okay? Ito yung revenue. Tapos i-minus mo yung cost ng goods sold. Malinaw? Okay? Operating income. Okay? Pag sinabi natin operating income, gross profit less operating expenses. So yung gross profit natin minus yung operations expenses ninyo. Expenses niyo sa operation, magkakaroon ka ng operating income. Income before taxes, operating income less non-operating expenses. So, paano natin sinasabi natin yung non-operating expenses? Difference ng operating sa non-operating expenses. Kasi yan yung tipong yan yung tipong whether mag-operate ka o hindi. 'Di ba? Ayan. Cost of disposing of property not related to operation, restructuring cost, inventory write-downs, lawsuits. Di ba? Hindi naman sa operations niya yan eh. Di ba? Yan yung mga even yung interest payment, yung mga utang mo. Di ba may mga interest yan. Yan ay hindi sa operations ninyo, pero binabayaran mo o expenses pa rin yan. Okay? Okay, balik tayo. Net income, ito naman yung income before taxes. Okay? Pero tapos, minus mo na lahat ng tax mo. Di ba may mga taxes tayo? Income tax, may VAT, may mga ganon. Eh, ito na yung net income mo. Tapos, earnings per share. So, kunwari, itong net income mo, i-divide mo sa number of outstanding shares. Ito yung earnings per share mo. Yung depreciation, na-discuss ko kanina, ibabawas mo yung depreciation sa income statement mo. Itong asset mo, yung aging equipment, nababawas yan. Kunwari, binili mo siya ng 5,000. Tapos, ang kanyang depreciation ay 5 years. O magkano ibabawas mo on a yearly basis? O 1,000 ng 1,000, yan yung depreciation mo. Kasi wala na siyang value after 5 years. Kahit ibenta mo na siya, wala ka nang kikitain. Ganun yon. Okay? EBITDA, earnings before interest, depreciation, taxes, and amortization. So, ito yung mga okay. Technically, kapag hindi mo pa binawas yung depreciation, hindi mo pa binawas yung interest, hindi mo pa binawas yung taxes, pag sinabi nating amortization, ito yung mga pagbabayad ng mga lupa, ng actually yung building. Let's say yung building or yung kinatatayuan mo, kinatitirikan mo. Yan, EBITDA. Okay? So, may mga line items pa yan. We have different income statement analysis. When we talk about vertical analysis, ito, vertical. Okay? So, tinitingnan natin yung bawat line item. Pag line item kasi pag ganito siya. For example, let me share with you an income statement. Tapos, yung laman niya, yan yung tinatawag natin na line item. Sales revenue, service revenue. So, tapos titingnan mo kung ilang percentage yan. Yan yung tinatawag na vertical analysis. It's a percentage of a base figure within the statement. This means line items on income statements are stated in percentage of gross sales. O sige, yung ating bang yung ating operating expenses, ilang percent siya ng gross sales? O kapag masyadong malaki yung operating expenses natin compared sa gross sale, ibig sabihin maliit ang profit margin natin. Pag sinabi natin maliit yung profit margin, maliit yung opportunity natin na kumita kasi yung mula dun sa operating expenses mo, ay may non-operating expenses ka pa compared dun sa gross sales mo. 'Di ba? So tinitingnan mo siya from per line item. So okay, horizontal analysis naman, tinitingnan mo tinitingnan mo yung line item as a percentage of a base figure within a current period. Sige. So, tinitingnan mo, i-compare the changes in dollars amounts in a company's financial statements over multiple reporting period. In this case, for example, dito, ang tinitingnan mo dito, yung 2019 versus 2018. 'Di ba? Yun yung tinatawag natin vertical analysis. Mas malaki yung sales revenue po ng 2019 compared sa 2018. Tapos bakit? Yung kanina naman, itong service revenue mo, let's say, expenses mo. Ayan, total expenses mo. Total expense 132,200 over 157. 'Di ba? Yun yung kino-compare mo, yan yung vertical analysis. When we talk about horizontal analysis, tinitingnan mo naman, i-compare natin yung 2019 revenue over the 2018 revenue. Mas malaki siya, tapos ilang percent yung inilaki niya. Mga ganon. Okay? Malinaw? Yan, may pumapasok pa. Sige, pasok lang. Kaso, ayan. Sige. Now, hindi pa ako dyan. Wala pa ako dyan. Sige. Horizontal analysis makes financial data and reporting consistent per generally accepted accounting principles or GAAP. It improves the review of a company's consistency over time as well as its growth compared to competitors. Titingnan mo, let's say for the past 5 years, kumusta ba ang revenue mo? Tumataas ba? Bumababa ba? Ganun ba? So, ilang percentage yung itinaas niya? 2% ba? Consistent ba na 2%? Or may outlier tayo, biglang nag 10%, tapos biglang nag -3, ganon, negative 3%. So, yun yung generally accepted accounting principles. Usually ginagamit yung horizontal analysis kasi you compare your financial statements on a yearly basis, on a period, tapos pwede mo rin i-compare yan doon sa growth rate ng competitors mo. 'Di ba? Okay? So, let's move on. May question pa sa income statement before I proceed to cash flow. Questions? Are you still there?
Okay na po, ma'am.
Madali ba yung madali ba yung pagkaka-discuss ko? Hindi. I-review niyo na lang tong lecture. I-review niyo na lang yung aking lecture, okay? Sige.
Opo.
Okay. So, what is a cash flow statement? Okay? Moving on. Another financial statement na dapat alam niyo as a future manager of a certain hospitality company or tourism company, dapat alam mo itong cash flow. Pag sinasabi natin cash flow statement, gaano kabilis umikot ang pera? Ganun lang yan. It provides you a detailed picture of what happened to a business cash during a specified period, let's say in a month or in a year or in an accounting period yan. So, it demonstrates an organization's ability to operate in the short and long term. So, paano yun? Meron tayong tinatawag na operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. Ano yung mga operating activities? Ito, of course, yung usual na operation ninyo. Yeah, di ba? Your company delivers its regular goods or services. So it includes both revenue and expenses. Yun lang, revenue and expenses. Mas malaki ba yung revenue mo over the expenses? Over your expenses? Kumita ka ba? Okay, at a certain period? Good. When we talk about investing activities, ito naman, yung cash flow from purchasing or selling assets. O yung physical property ninyo, like yung real estate, yung inyong building, or yung vehicles ninyo, yung mga non-physical properties like yung patents. May patent yung company niyo, di ba? Okay? Take note, not debt ang gagamitin niyo. Wag yung utang. Free cash ang gagamitin niyo doon for investing activities. Pag sinabi natin financing activities naman, ito naman for debt and equity financing. Para mabayaran mo ang iyong mga utang at mabayaran mo yung equity. Owner's equity. Di ba kapag nagbibigay ka ng ng mga ng mga shares o yung mga dividends, mga ganon. Okay? So based dun sa cash flow mo, how much cash different types of activities generate, then make business decisions based on your analysis of financial statement. It is important to note that cash flow is different from profit. Okay? Kailangan tinitingnan mo together yung cash flow mo together with other financial statements such as your balance sheet and income statement. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, ano yan? Tinitingnan mong maigi, ni-review mo. Tingnan natin yung sample ng cash flow dito. Meron ata ako dito yung sample ng cash flow. Binigyan ko naman kayo ng mga sample. Tingnan mo. O, tingnan mo. Tatlo lang yan, o. Operations. O, cash receipts from customer. Inventory. General wage expense, interest, income, net cash flow from operation, sa investing activities, sale of property, tapos nagbenta ka. O ito, ibig sabihin, nag-negative ang investing activities mo. Sa financing activities mo, definitely, nagbayad ka ng utang. Nagbayad ka rin ng dividends. As sinabi ko nga sa inyo, 'di ba, sa financing, So ito, actually, yung financing activities, makikita mo yan ay saan? Sa balance sheet. Ito, saan mo ito makikita? Sa income statement. Diba? Income statement yan. Ito, sa income statement pa rin. Income statement ito. Ito palang investing activity, makikita mo to sa balance sheet. Yeah, balance sheet niya. Itong dalawa, investing at saka financing. Okay? Malinaw? Question. Question. Sige. So if you have no more questions, so ito na yung activity ninyo. Hindi ko na ipapagawa yung PowerPoint, matrabaho yun. Evaluate the financial situation of a certain hospitality company. Of a certain company na lang to. Kunwari, hospitality company siya. Nandyan yun, no? Balance sheet, income statement, cash flow. Yan. Use the following materials. Itong, for, let's say, ginamit natin. For balance sheet, income statement. Ano yung income statement? Ito. And cash flow. So, titingnan ninyo yung financial position. Kumusta ba? Ano yung situation niyang niyan? Nitong, And by the way, tinitingnan pala sa cash flow kung liquid ka. Pag sinabi natin liquid, umiikot ba yung pera mo? Kasi kapag kunwari yung pera mo ay nakatali sa isang asset, hindi mo magalaw. For example, ako, meron akong pera dito, I have 100,000. Pero hindi ko magamit ito sa aking operation. Bakit? Kasi ito ay pambayad ng utang ko, pambayad dun sa equity, dun sa dividends. Okay? Tapos, for each financial statement, describe. Yan. Describe. Ina ko nga yung sa balance sheet kung may laman to. May sinample na ata ako sa balance sheet. May laman na ata to eh. Ala, hindi pala nilagyan. Okay. Yung sa balance sheet, them in not more than 200 words. Okay, each. Yan, 200 words. So for the balance sheet, you have the liberty to edit the material. Okay? So, kunwari dito, kasi yung income statement may laman eh. May sample na tayo dito sa income statement, even yung cash flow, may sample na tayo. Yung balance sheet, pwede kang maglagay dito. Maglagay ka ng mga laman dyan. Ito kasi yung mga yan, yung may mga 00, naka-auto yan? Naka-auto formula. Yan. Ngayon, ang lalamnan mo, yung mga hindi dark hindi dark yung ano. Tapos hindi niyo dapat ito gamitin. Parang pag ni-use niyo yung template, i-download niyo siya. Okay? So anong mangyayari diyan? Doon sa balance sheet ninyo, dapat ipi-print screen ninyo. Kunwari kung wala kayong Excel, wala kayong Google Docs, o 'di ba? Kung WPS ang gamit ninyo, i-print screen niyo na lang. O i-print screen ninyo ano itsura ng balance sheet ninyo, tapos may description kayo ng balance sheet ninyo. Maglagay kayo ng amount dito, cash, ganyan, doon sa mga laman. Basta dapat nagbabalanse siya. Remember, assets should be equal to liabilities and owner's equity. Itong mga hindi darken yung mga cells, diyan kayo maglalagay ng amount. Tapos ito yung common financial ratios, hindi mo na kailangan lamnan to kasi nag-automatic yan. Actually, kapag tiningnan mo na lang to, yung debt ratio, current ratio, working capital, assets to equity, and debt to equity ratio, madidescribe mo na yung company based on that. Okay? Question?